Black Clover 294. Today's focus is on Dante and what exactly is happening to his body. Is this the result of the fact that he may lost his devil Lucifero? Where's the water spirit? What is Noel's new power up? And how Gordon will save Lower Peshika? Black Clover Chapter 2. Also, only a small percentage of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. Please enjoy the review. The chapter begins with Magna defeating Dante, Dante lying completely destroyed on the ground and Magna barely standing on his legs and then being caught by Zora. The similarity to the fight between Dante versus Asta and Yami is very well done and should symbolize how strong Magna has become. Asta sees Dante on the ground and is impressed. He knows that he could only barely defeat Dante together with Yami, but Magna fought Dante all alone. Magna was able to defeat an even stronger Dante than the one who fought against Yami and Asta. And on this panel here, Tabata has drawn Asta in a way he has never done before. I mean, Asta looks like Asta, a phenomenal drawing, but if you take a closer look at the expression Asta is showing, you can see that it's not just Asta's typical excitement, it's actually a shock. Asta stares at Magna and doesn't understand what the hell is going on, and even his lips are drawn as if he were puzzled. Tabata either has Parkinson or Asta no longer understands the world. How could Magna have gotten so strong? That's what is going on in Asta's head right now. His head is shaking and Asta is simply blown away. And then we see Luck with exactly the same expression as Asta, with just a small difference. Unlike Asta, Luck sees Magna as his rival. It looks like this is the first time Luck has been seriously impressed with Magna and seriously intends to fight Magna. Not just messing around, but actually fighting him for real. And just look at Magna when Luck said his name. He looked at him like, don't forget who your rival is. If you remember our videos about Magna, we said that Magna has to become at least as strong as Luck, if not even stronger. Otherwise the rivalry between Luck and Magna just doesn't make sense. Not only for us viewers, but also for Luck, who has already made it appear as if he was already looking for a new rival. When Luck expressed his desire to fight Magna, Magna said he will win against him, and this time, Magna truly believes for the first time that he can realistically defeat his rival Luck. These are not just empty words. We then see Jack realizing that social order alone is far from being the most important indicator of who can become a strong magic knight. He himself is only a commoner and has proven to everyone else that even someone from his social order can become a magic knight captain. But he has never considered inviting a peasant into his squad. And here's the sad reality. It seems that due to the fact that he invites commoner to his squad, it makes him better than the other captains. But that's not true. While almost all other captains who are at least noble believe that everything below noble is not worth being part of the Magic Knights, Jack is doing something similar, with the difference that he is a commoner himself and therefore never considered anyone under his own social order. This is no different from the other captains. We can definitely say that Jack will now look for other trades when selecting a new member. I bet he would love to trade Sake for Magna now. Nacht confirms that when Dante used 100% devil power, he must be equal to the highest ranking devil, by which he probably meant Lilith and Ama. We have to wait for the official translation. Either Nacht means a high ranking devil or a supreme devil representing the Clifford tree. Fan translations always make it hard to understand what high ranking position is mentioned. Nonetheless, really impressive. We then see the place where the ritual is performed and Morris continues to accelerate the process of creating the Clifford tree. More and more devils are slowly flying out of the first layer of the underworld. Whether or not these are now the high-ranking devils is not clear, but it seems that the first devils to emerge were all low-ranking devils, and right after that the mid-ranking devils appeared. So it looks like the devils who came out later have a higher rank. So most likely these are at least all mid-ranking devils. I would love to see how Magna will fight against such mid-ranking devil, because here we will be able to see the real difference between Magna and Luck, for example. While Luck can easily take on several mid-ranking devils in just a second, Magna would have to use a soul chain again, which is somehow ineffective, as Magna aims to have both of them drain the magic completely. This is where we just have to admit that Magna is not quite on the same level as Luck yet, with just the soul chain. Don't get me wrong, this technique is incredible, but when facing two opponents, for example two mid-ranking devils, Magna will have bad cards. A good solution to this would be that Magna would use his soul chain on the strongest opponent nearby, simply for using their magic power, not even necessarily fighting them. In general, however, this technique is better suited for single long-lasting fights against very strong opponents. Of course, there's always the possibility that Magna will use the magic power of his friends to support his own mana, but this is rather unlikely since Magna will most likely never want to use the power of his friends in order to keep up with them and with it lowering their chances. Besides that, Magna would never use his friend's magic to make himself stronger. Let's see if Magna can keep up against a group of mid-ranking devils. I think here's where we're really gonna see how much he improved. If you already enjoyed this video, please support me by liking this video, it helps me a lot. Consider subscribing as well with the notification bell turned on. Let's try to hit 2000 likes. We then see Morris notice that Dante was defeated and he wonders what kind of magic was used to defeat Dante. The fact that Morris does not know what magic defeated Dante speaks for the possibility that he is not in contact with Lucifero. Lucifero and Dante most likely don't have a contract that will force Lucifero to stay in Dante's body, and it's pretty obvious that the wisest thing for Lucifero would be to leave Dante. Some believe that Lucifero went straight to Morris and now possesses Morris, which would be now even less likely since Morris just doesn't make it appear like he's in contact with Lucifero. However, we are keeping an eye on this possibility. Back to Asta and the others. As we said in our last review, Nacht was able to provide healing food for everyone, and only Jack was left out. Nacht explained that because one of the members of the Dark Ride is defeated, the Clifford function must fall away, which does not appear to be the case. However, he also said that they still have to defeat the other two members in order to stop the Clifford altogether. So this means that the process of Clifford may have stopped, but in order to close the gate to the underworld, the remaining two members of the Dark Triad must also be defeated. But if the tree opens all the gates in this arc, which according to the Black Clover exhibition should lead to a new dark era similar to Berserk, then all three catalysts of the Clifford ritual must continue the ritual. And so Dante should possibly still be able to act as a catalyst since we can see that he is still conscious. However, it is questionable whether the human host is the catalyst or the devils of the Dark Triad. This is important because we still don't know what exactly happened to Lucifero and whether Lucifero is still inside Dante's body. It looks like Dante has the devil markings on his forehead, which would be an indication that he is still possessed by Lucifero. But then something very strange happens to Dante. He seems to turn into some kind of monster. Jack explains that Dante is able to move and use body magic because he has an incredible regeneration speed of magic power, but Dante's body magic is out of control. So we have two options here. Number 1. Dante goes crazy over hatred for losing to someone like Magna. However, we have never heard of such a phenomenon that anger can cause someone to lose control over their own magic and body. Maybe this is something that only applies to body magic, but maybe there is another reason. The second possibility is that something happens to Dante that forces his magic to go wild. It kinda reminds me a bit of what Nacht described what happens to a body when someone loses a devil binding ritual. Maybe this is a side effect of the fact that Dante is no longer in contact with Lucifero. So if someone is performing a devil binding ritual, he is in connection with a devil. And if they lose the ritual, the connection with the devil is broken and the person's body begins to transform. However, we have already seen how Zagrid controlled other human bodies without any side effect. Maybe it's something Lucifero did to Dante as a punishment, or such side effect only applies to people who use devil magic. But if this transformation has nothing to do with the fact that Dante has lost the contact with Lucifero, then this is probably due to Dante's body magic itself. One thing is questionable though. If Dante's magic power is back, then why doesn't he use Lucifero's gravitation magic? In any case, this is another good indication of the possibility that Dante is no longer a devil host. But as long as Dante has the markings on his forehead, it just makes no sense to claim that he is no longer possessed by Lucifero, so we will have to take an eye on this. In the meantime, the fight against Venica continues and I have no idea where the hell she got Laura Peschica from. It looked like Laura Peschica had just been with Morris a few minutes ago and was dressed differently. Morris used her wisdom to speed up the Clifford tree, but maybe that scene where Morris used Laura Peschica's wisdom just happened a few days ago. Anyways, it doesn't look like the water spirit is with Laura Peschica, which means that the water spirit has to be somewhere else. Venica has not yet used the water spirit, or the water spirit is with Noel Silver. We believe that the moment Venica took Laura Peschica away, the terms of the pact between the Water Spirit and the Heart Kingdom are no longer fulfilled, as the Water Spirit promised to serve the kingdom to protect the kingdom. However, if Laura Pichica is kidnapped, then the water spirit will also have to leave the Heart Kingdom. This goes against the condition of the pact between the water spirit and the kingdom. So it makes sense that the water spirit had to terminate the contract with Laura Pichica and sign a new contract with the most skilled water magic user nearby who can protect the Heart Kingdom instead. The only option. Bye.